Hi, I'm Madeline Marr, and this is the People Page. We're in the Miami Herald Studio today with Dr. Sean Kenniff. You might recognize Dr. Sean from the original Survivor or CBS 4 News, but he's now adding author to his resume. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, how did you become an author, and you were a neurologist?
Okay, well, it all started with probably an invitation to appear on the first Survivor. I had left my job as a neurologist in New York. I thought maybe I'd do something interesting like Doctors Without Borders. On a train, I saw an article. They were looking for ordinary people to try out for Survivor, so I tried out. Got on the show. After that show, I worked a little bit for Extra as a health correspondent, the syndicated television program. And then a year after that, CBS News called me and said, hey, we want you to do some serious health reporting down in Florida. And so I did that for years, 8 years, working for CBS Local, CBS Network, and CBS Radio. And then became a victim of the economy like a lot of people nowadays. And they eliminated my position. It was nothing I did. I was assured of that. But still, I found myself scrambling for a job. So I didn't know what I should do with my life, or I felt powerless and I felt out of control like a lot of people. And so I did what I think seemed logical, and I felt like a cow, so I went to live with the cows for a little while.
Okay, his book is called Etre the Cow. It's out April 1st. And just explain it a little bit. It's not your average book, is it?
No, it's not. And it's not a children's book. A lot of people think it might be a children's book, but it's not. There's a cow sex scene. It's not that graphic. There's a slaughter scene, and there's a death in there. I don't want to give too much away. So it's not a children's book. If you remember from your high school French, if you took French, Etre means to be or to exist in French. So Etre the Cow means to be or to exist. And it's all about life from the point of view of a pasture bull. He finds himself self-aware. He has one word that he can say, which is his name, Etre, and he begins to unravel the mysteries of his life. He's wondering, why am I so powerless? Why am I fenced in? How come I'm not controlling anything in my life? And why am I the only cow that's concerned about this? So it's a metaphor for all the people who lost their homes, their lives, their savings, their jobs, like I did. We're all fenced in by different things, and this is narrated from the pasture bull's point of view, asking the question, if I'm not controlling my life, who's controlling my life, and who should be controlling my life?
Were you driving around in the country one day and saw a cow? How did this come into your head?
Well, it came to my head the day I was driving home with my termination papers riding in my passenger seat. There's cows all over Miami. A lot of people don't think of cows with Miami, but we're actually pretty major trading partners with South America in terms of cattle. So I was driving home in Doral, where I live, and I'd pass this cow pasture every day on my way to and from work. And then I saw it, and there was a cow grazing on grass right near the fence. It's like, that's how I feel. I feel like I've been a naive cow, just led to slaughter. I've been powerless over this situation, and I've been led to slaughter for no good reason. And that's how I felt. And I began wondering, how did I get here?
Wow. So there wasn't a particular cow, though. There isn't really an
No,
Etre.
there was a clay-colored cow. And, that's why I have Etre as a sort of an homage to that one cow that I saw, which was a cow, not a bull. But it was close to the fence. It was chewing grass, and it popped its head up as I'm standing there at a red light, and it's looking at me through the barbed wire fence, and I'm looking at it, and that's how I felt for the first time in my life. I felt like I actually understood their plight for a little bit. Because cows, unlike a lot of other animals, and we have our dogs, we have our turtles, we have our goldfish, we have a lot of pets, but cows, everywhere you go, they don't roam free, at least not in this country. And everywhere you go, no matter what state you're living in, the United States or any country pretty much on the globe, cows are fenced in and largely powerless over their own lives. They don't control anything. They get herded from place to place, they chew grass, and they're fenced in. And it's a really humbling existence being a cow. So I decided to find out more about cows, so I jumped a couple of fences and lived with the cows for a little bit.
I heard you got some celebrity book reviews already coming in.
I did, and I can't believe them myself. The reviews have been universally fantastic and exceeded my expectations, but the two that have mattered the most to me are Jane Goodall, who's a world-famous primatologist. She lived with the chimpanzees, but she's also a UN Messenger of Peace, and she said that this was one of the most extraordinary books she ever read in her life. And Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who won the Nobel Peace Prize, said that it's one of the most important books written in a generation. So that feels really redeeming to me.
Great. And you have another book coming up as well?
I do. I have a book called Stop Effing Yourself. It's self-help for self-sabotage. That's the pitch behind it. But basically, it's the 10 biggest mistakes that people make in critical life areas, like your finances, your health, your career, your love life. So, for instance, the first chapter is you're effing unhealthy. The second chapter is no effing money. And basically, it helps people sabotage their careers or sabotage their finances. And then those are the effing problems. And then there's the effing solution, which comes next, like how to set a budget and whatnot.
Sounds like you have all the solutions now. Right. Well, Etre the Cow goes on sale next week, and if you want to meet Sean, you can go to Books and Books next Monday, April 5th, in the Gables for his book party. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Madeline Marr for the People Page.